Oh, Lord have mercy. Bloomberg had y'all an economic conversation with one of the dumbest damn people you ever seen in your life. Hey, if any of y'all out there keep saying Donald Trump is an economic genius, you stupid. You are stupid. I'm gonna play y'all some different clip. We're gonna play the clip, comment. So I'm just warning you, Mustafa, Randy, and Gab. I'm trying to prepare y'all for a litany of dumbassness. Here is, I already played you the auto workers clip. Listen to this one.
Should Google be broken up?
I just haven't gotten over something the Justice Department did yesterday, where Virginia cleaned up its voter rolls and got rid of thousands and thousands of bad votes, and the Justice Department sued them that they should be allowed to put those bad votes and illegal votes back in and let the people vote. So I haven't gotten over that. A lot of people have seen that. They can't even believe it.
The question is about Google, President Trump.
Given the questions was about Google, what you talking about?
I think I'm at a loss for words. Yeah, I mean, this is somehow not even as bad as when he was standing on stage last night with Governor Kristi Noem, and he asked them to play some beautiful songs, and he stood on stage swaying back and forth as Ave Maria and, I don't know, Sweet Caroline, and insert other songs for over 30 minutes, nearly 40 minutes. So somehow this is somehow less cringy than that, but this man needs help. And I saw the vice president posted on Twitter last night. She posted that clip of Donald Trump swaying back and forth to the music, and she said, "I hope he's okay. I also hope he's okay."
I mean, that boy, that boy is just dumb, Mustafa.
Well, there's a lot of things that are going on there. So let's be honest. You know, Donald Trump is suffering from cognitive decline. That's one part. But if you go back, you can go back at least 2 decades. But if you want to just go back a decade and you actually listen, folks, please listen and do your research. And when someone would ask him a question about something substantive about the economy or about finance, you would never get an answer that had any real value to it or depth to it. And that's because he's been great over the years at smoke screening. So when someone would ask him a tough question, he would bring something else into the conversation that had little to do or nothing to do with what was being asked of him. So this now it's very dangerous because you are talking about putting a person in charge of our economy and in charge of our military and in charge of all the various types of policies that are out there that drive our country. And you're asking someone who does not have the ability to make the informed decision. So it goes way beyond when people used to say he didn't read. If somebody doesn't read, that tells you enough about the unseriousness of them being able to do anything with a level of knowledge to be able to be successful. So now you've got the cognitive decline. You've got somebody who has never traditionally been a reader, and you have somebody who doesn't have enough information.
Let me play this clip here because he is so mad that in his mind, he actually thinks that his tariffs idea can be applied to anything and everything. And then he decided to take shots at the Wall Street Journal and Bloomberg. Here's more stupidity from Chicago.
You said, President Trump, at the moment there is a thing called the Trump trade in the markets. Do you know what that is? The Trump trade is very simple. People are betting that your policies are going to drive up debt, they're going to drive up inflation, so they're going to drive up interest rates. Are the investors wrong?
Yeah, I had 4 years no inflation. I had 4 years no inflation.
But that was when you had much.
I had 4 years. It's better than that. And Biden, who has no idea where the hell he is, okay? Biden went 2 years with no inflation because he inherited from me. And then they started spending money like drunken sailors. They spent so much money. It was so ridiculous, the money they were spending. They were spending on the Green New Scam. The Green New Deal, you know, it was conceived of by AOC plus 3. She never even studied the environment in college. She went to a nice college. She came out, she just said, the Green New Scam. She just named all these things.
But President Trump, the issue at the moment, the markets are looking at the fact you are making all these promises. Latest one was car loans. You're flooding the thing with giving giveaways.
But we're going to grow.
I was actually quite kind to you. I used 7 trillion. The upper estimate is 15 trillion. People like the Wall Street Journal, who's hardly a communist organization,
yeah, but you don't know.
They have criticized you on this as well. You are running up enormous debts.
What does the Wall Street Journal know? I'm meeting with them tomorrow. What does the Wall Street Journal know? They've been wrong about everything. So have you, by the way. You've been wrong about
You're trying to turn this. You're trying to turn this.
You've been wrong about
You're trying to turn this into debate. There are business people.
But you're wrong. You've been wrong. You've been wrong all your life on this stuff. You've been wrong. Let me tell you about currency. You go.
So Randy, he's like, "Oh, you're wrong. You actually did add significant to the debt, and economists are clear. No, you're a liar." And then again, I don't think the person who's filed bankruptcy 6 times is an economic expert.
No, every business that he has essentially tried to do has failed, including his fake college. What Trump does, I mean, it's the same pattern every time, is that he attacks. So he just has to find someone to attack, and that riles his constituents up. That, you know, he's like, you're wrong, and the Wall Street's wrong, and everybody's wrong. The court system's wrong. Everybody's against him, and you just have to trust what he says. And all he does is throw out concepts, which is exactly what the interviewer pointed out, was like, you keep throwing out all these concepts, trying to entice people to vote for you, but in no way does it make any sort of economic sense. But he can't talk about that because he's not knowledgeable about it. So he just attacks and says the same thing, and he is best when he is attacking someone. He's not going to ever say anything significant about Harris. He'll just say something broad, like call her retarded. He's not going to talk about specific policies because he doesn't understand them. He's not intelligent enough to speak intelligently about economic issues. He just attacks.
Okay, prepare yourselves for this Rhodes Scholar.
He was going to tax American companies doing business in France, a very substantial tax. And I told my people, I didn't even like the companies, but I'm representing American companies. And so I said, call Macron and call his people and say, we're not going to stand for that. And I got Mnuchin and, a lot of guys, smart guys, if I can finish. Yeah. I'll go longer if you want.
No, I was going to ask you about the Federal Reserve.
You got to be able to finish a thought because it's very important. This is big stuff we're talking about. You can't go that quickly.
You've gone from the dollar to
Macron. So let me just tell you. So I said, no, I'm just telling you basic, it's called the weave. It's all these different things happening. Yeah. So let me just say. So I said to Mnuchin, call him up and say, no way. He did.
So the right, Randy, was criticizing Vice President Harris in my interview when she talked about a constellation and how you connect the stars, how you connect the dots, talking about Trump's racism. They were like, oh, Kamala Harris gave a weird answer about astrology. What the hell is the global weave?
Right, that's what I was laughing about. He's like, it's a weave.
Global weave.
You got to keep up with it. I don't even really know what to say. I have a hard time finding any substance in his words to even give a critique of them, because he says nothing. He just kind of meanders throughout the conversation on touch points. He attacks people. He says, give himself a compliment, and that's all he does. It's not a whole lot there to even critique him. He doesn't give us any policies. He doesn't tell us what he's going to do. He just throws out ideas. There's no there.
And to really dumb people, he sounds brilliant.
they said we were dead.
Detroit waving the white flag, the city filing for bankruptcy.
That our best days were behind us. That living here is like
living in hell.
But you know what we said? We said, F that. We rebuilt ourselves. We looked out for each other, got our hands dirty, and put in the hard work. And this guy, he don't know anything about that. We are a city of winners, of up-and-comers, of builders, the Motor City. Bigger and better. Here, we believe in freedom. We don't bow down to nobody, and we never will. And so what Donald Trump doesn't understand, or care to learn, is that when he said,
our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president,
that he should be so goddamn lucky.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.